Let's get it. I was worried about how this match against Bournemouth was going to go. I wanted to just start the show, hold open, and talk to my show bros, in this case, show bro, about the official 25-26 home kit announcements. So there have been two other kits in the last 15 years. I don't want to deep dive to all the past. But the two kits in the last 15 years have had a sash. The 2018-19 third kit was purple with an orange sash. And then we have the 2010-11 kit, third kit, which was a white shirt with half black, half red sash. They brought the sash to the home kit. Took it seriously. I mean, guess we'll see how you feel about it. It's much maligned kit, city blue with the white sash, sash-ish. It honestly, it feels like it's like a digital kit. It feels very modern, very 2025, 26. I personally absolutely love it. It's simple yet different, but it's the same. It's a modern feel to an old take. It'll probably one of the, well, actually, I lied. If that black kit is the third kit, that'll probably be the first kit I buy. But I'm definitely, so far, I'm 2 for 2 with our kits. What's your thoughts on the new upcoming home kit, Sharpie?
I love it.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, it's nice, it's clean, it's sleek. I enjoy it because Puma's done a really interesting mix of we're gonna do some heritage stuff, right? We're gonna give you some throwbacks, we're gonna do some things that go to the local area. Think about, old cities, like real throwback stuff, right? Now like the brother shirt with the stripes, like I'm talking like the trouble season with that
Yeah.
maroon or that burgundy circle. Um, so I enjoy this. I want to top to the women's side. I saw some things online where people didn't like the fact, because we know the women don't play in white shorts anymore, that they weren't going to have like a solid blue. I like the contrast of like the black shorts. I think that kid
Mhm.
is going to look fire, especially like black socks or something. Oh my gosh. Or black and blue socks. So I'm a fan. I'm trying to decide now, do I want to get Marmouche from that kid? Do I want to
Mhm.
get, Oscar Bob? Do I want to get hopefully Bunny Shaw? Because it's all melanin from now on. Don't want to get Caroline. So I just gotta like figure out who is going up there. But yeah, that kid is a must cop, and they got the new numbers for the WSL, which are kind of
Yep.
fire.
That's what I was
So
gonna say. That's what I was saying. Like
yeah,
they actually have different kit fonts. So there will be a difference between the men and the women's, which I love that. Yeah, the Carolyn's a good shout. We'll talk about it later, but I don't have the clip of it. Yui was asked who it was the fastest on the squad between, what was it, Lily Murphy, Carolyn, Pimp, and Kasparai, and she said Carolyn.
if you watch the games, it makes sense. When she goes, she goes. Like that turbo engine, she's like a Ferrari out there. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, and so I love the kit as well. I'm a big fan of it. And then to be honest, the home kits is something that I'm usually more frustrated with. The ones that impress me least. I guess I shouldn't say frustrated with. But Pep said something during the Bournemouth pre-match presser that to me ties to something Bernardo Silva said. I guess it's just like the strings in my brain tied them together. I'm not sure. We'll see if they actually do. And it's not necessarily a question, even though this is the cold open. The cold open question was about the kit. Just wanted to be able to talk this through, I guess, get my thoughts out. But here is Claudio, or here's Pep on Claudio Echeverri.
Look, Claudio Echeverri. Play good, right? Have a 3 or 4 chances every time to run the box was a dangerous situation. Why? He has not passed. His mind is clean. He has not to defend anything what they have done in the past. Maybe in 2, 3 years will be differently. When everybody arrives, you are clean. And after that, you demand more, status. But you have done. But done don't exist. They are done right now. That's why I play good. Because it's positive. For him, it's a gift to be here and try to prove and he can play in the Premier League.
It's a gift. Bernardo Silva had a quote after the FA Cup. There was more, but I guess this was part of the quote that made my ears perk up. He said, "You learn a lot of new things. In the bad moments, you learn new things. Who you can go to war with, first of all, because it is the bad moments that you see who the real ones are. And a lot of things that were good for us to not take things for granted. For our fans, for the club, don't lower our standards. If you go and look around teams in the Premier League, all of them have 2, 3 players that are unbelievable players. Our standards need to be, our level needs to be very, very high to be champions again. And that is the level that we want to reach again." Pep talking about Echeverry dying to prove himself when he had 3 or 4 really good chances in the FA Cup. Bernardo Silva's quotes, Pep, Diaz, Haaland, and a few others have all talked about something missing for the players this season. The pressure of winning every season, the success numbing them from feeling stress after a loss. This proves why constant roster changeover is needed. There has to be players on the squad. Trying to figure out that I guess they just don't have a fear of misplacing that pass that will lead to losing the ball. Players who will press their hearts out. People who haven't had Pep screaming at them for half a decade. Kuznov, when he played, he treated every tackle like his last. Nico O'Reilly bombing up and down the pitch. Savio trying to create a home run every single time he's on the ball. Marmoush sprinting up the pitch every transition, begging for a through pass. It is good to have players who have mastered the pause of part of Pep ball, of course. But in a game that is getting more athletic, in a league that is becoming more and more physical, playing clubs who would rather smash and grab against Man City than playing real football, it's frustrating. The club needs more players who are willing to take chances to prove themselves, can play with that freedom because they don't have that pass. I guess they don't remember losing the ball and then having to run back a million times and getting scored on. I truly this season, how bad it went. I am worried about that PTSD carrying on to next year with some of these older players. I love Gunman, and I know he's triggered another season with the club. In my opinion, I don't think we need him next season. Stones, Ake, Grealish, I love these players. What they've done for the club, they brought the treble, the PL quadruple. It would be impossible without these guys. It's just I don't think they are a part of the present and for sure not a part of the future of the club, even the near future. I don't know. And I wrote this before Pep talked about squad size. You said in the chat, I have that clip ready to go when we talk about the Bournemouth match. It definitely sounds like there's going to be some change coming this summer, and it's just simply because of squad size. I don't know. It's I guess I can ask you this question. What I guess at this point, how do you feel about the security, the players who know the security, having the security of the ball, as compared to maybe some of these younger players who would maybe make some of the mistakes? Technically, Guardiola and Nunes, they're newer players. They made 2 silly mistakes. One led to a goal. Guardiola's led to a red card. Those are kind of some of the problems that we're going to get. But also, Nunes was kind of part of the Bernardo goal in that situation in the press and things like that. So it's kind of like a give and take of the situation. Are you at this part where you, like me, where you want to feel alive and maybe have some of these younger players who will take chances, or would you want to feel more comfortable with the players that you know will bring the consistency?
So I want to attack this from a different vantage point because I think you laid it out beautifully. I'm going to attack it from the fact that Bernardo, Pep, Haaland, whoever else has spoken, Diaz, right? They don't want to say the obvious thing, which is that Rodri was out the whole year. the reason that is the obvious thing is because before he left in their Arsenal match, and even in that match because we ended in a draw, didn't he have like a 50-something match unbeaten streak with City, including the UCL match that went to penalties against Real Madrid because we know that is not a loss, right? In the 90, it was a draw. So it's like Rodri missing changed everything. Everyone was either out of position or had to do more than they normally did on, add on another year of age for people that are approaching 30 or over 30. Like Gundo was literally brought back to be a squad player, not meant to trigger that. That's why that minutes clause was in there, because it's like, hey, this probably won't happen, but if it does, hey, come on back. Like that was supposed to be a last resort, which it had to be.
That's fair.
Phil Foden, the mystery behind his issues, right, on field, off field, injury, sickness, whatever. You have so many things, and nobody wants to make excuses, but there's context, as I always say. So it's very big of them to say, let's talk about our mentality. Let's talk about the hunger, all the qualitative things. But for me, it gets pretty quantitative as well. Like Roger's missing, and people are older. And so when you have, it's not that you can't play the ball. They can still pass the ball all around the pitch. They just know in their hearts, if I mess up, I cannot run back. Or if I'm a younger player, I can't trust somebody else who's slower to cover me. And so, this gets around to your point that, yeah, like you do need fresh legs. We know the midfield needs new legs. Like the reason the Unks worked at the end of the year is because with the end of the year, we could slow it down, get the points we needed, go on a really great unbeaten run. But when you're in the middle of the season, you're in 3-4 competitions, you got to have a fresh rotation. And that's what we had as we won trophies in the past 4 years, especially. So do I think there's going to be changes? Of course. But like I said, like Pep's comments kind of curb a lot of things, because I thought about who he left out today and I'm like, oh, it's a numbers game now because everybody is healthy. So you're talking loans, you're talking players that need to be sold. Because there's only 2 players out of contract officially, and that's Kevin and Scott Carson. So you really have this is where Hugo Viana is going to be trusted to kind of make those decisions. But I definitely don't foresee everybody coming back. We know we got at least 2-3 midfielders coming in, and but I definitely see some loans to some players, some young players getting sold. It's going to break people's hearts. I already fear Tarek is going to be pissed off when McAtee gets sold. It's coming. We got to make moves. So yeah. So the change is necessary, and Rodri's health is the most paramount thing in this club.
We make it art over here. Capitalize that.
Hate the most is when you don't want the ball. I hate it. You have permission to make a mistake. You have permission to lose. You have permission.
And that's when we get big.
Yeah, I'm a genius.
Attack everyone and send everyone.
I think we're forgetting the most important thing. We're forgetting about focusing just on ourselves.
But we can do better. We need to take the next step, and there's no better place than taking the next step here.
Show ourselves out there how much we want to win it again.
We win 4 of the last 5 Premier League, guys. 4 of the last 5 Premier League. Are we going to do it again?
Don't ask me again about doubles, triples, quadruples, fifth-tuples, six-tuples, and seven-tuples. So,
don't do it. Hey, and welcome to episode 141 of Shades of
World's famous.
We are the most comprehensive show about Manchester City, covering both the men's and women's game, spanning both sides of the Mason-Dixon line. We making art over here. Capitalize the A. I am Crunk Chocolate, and I am here with Sharpie Charlie. Thom Bomb will be in later because he is currently Shades of Blue Network. We are a busy family. They are WSL podcast, the 12. They are currently recording. So the moment he gets done with that, he's gonna hop over here and join us. So I can't wait. Charlie, how's it going? How you feeling?
For those that are listening right now, I am wearing the 1920 KDB shirt. It is the first KDB shirt I bought. Thank you, thank you. I'm wearing it, crisscross style. So shouts to Nelly backwards, so you can see De Bruyne in the 17. Wanted to show respect on this episode because it was a bittersweet day. A lot of great things happened, but obviously one very sad thing happened. So it's a mix of emotions, but happy to talk it all out with you. I've been looking forward to this all day.
Yeah, man. I am in Arkansas. Been spending this last almost a week with my family. My sister graduated from culinary school. Spending some good time with my nieces, 4 and 11. All the time with moms. It's always good. Took her to the art museum. I made her go hang out with me while I drank some beers at a craft place. We went and saw Sinners together, which, bruh, that movie, oh my gosh. Like, I get how people who have seen it like 2 or 3 times. Like,
I'm at 2 and
glad to see
I'm
it.
1/3. It's been a month almost, and I'm ready for a third time. Like, it's so great. I miss it.
Yeah, and just the emotions that it brings out of me. I mean, out of our people. And the way that it just tells so many different stories and the undertones, and the acting's amazing. Just the melanin, all the different types of people, the pain, the beauty. I've been to Buddy Guy's bar in Chicago a couple of times, so like that was really cool seeing that at the end, where I was just like, oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah, it's just. Keep doing your thing. Like, please make more movies. And I don't go to the movie theaters too often, but I think I need to change that. I need to be like you, Sharpie. Just be going to the movie theaters just because.
Funny enough, my principal, we do a huddle every Tuesday and Friday morning. She normally we do shout outs and whatever. She was like, no, like, say one interesting fact about yourself. And I was like, yeah, like, I'm an A-list member at AMC. You now get 4 movies a week for free, flat rate every month. And I was like, yeah, last year I did like 25 movies, and already this year, in almost 5 months, I've done 12. So like, the movies are a beautiful escape. The same way people read books, right? Like, watch TV shows, movies, they're incredible.
Mom's telling me that she's about to go grab something. I'm just like, Mom, what are you doing? You know I'm recording right now.
I'm recording.
Like, Red, I feel like I'm 16 again. Oh, this is great. Before we get into anything else at all, what I need you to do right now, if you're watching on YouTube, hit that thumbs up for us. Show us some love. Leave a comment, what you thought on the episode. Maybe retort to something one of us said. If you're listening via podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Good Pods, any of those podcast streaming services that allows you to rate. We need 5-star rating. 5 stars, nothing less. Leave a review. Say something nice. It ain't gonna be nice. You can be like, Crunk Chocolate told me that I have to give a nice review and give you 5 stars. So here, thank you. I appreciate that. Subscribe to our Patreon. $6 a month can get you tons of content. I have way too many episodes that I'm just like ready to upload, and then we got tons of really cool things that we got going on in the summer that will keep our Patreon busy. And for the most part, we plan on taking a summer break. We'll do the occasional episode to talk about transfers, women's football, of course, like if something that gets us moved enough. But if you want content to continue going and just overflowing, $6 a month on our Patreon. That's what you're gonna have to do. So check the link in the description. It'll be right there for you. Hit that. Support an independent podcast doing their thing. And speaking of end of the season, 2 more Thursday night lit streams until the summer break. 5 Pacific, 7 p.m. Central is when the show begins. Our guests are Grant, who is one half of Into the Channel podcast, Phil of the Black Fires. It's a Black Chicago Fire supporter group, and he's also a West Ham supporter. And then Treb Tracy, you know him, you love him. He's a journalist who covers Angel City, Angels on Parade, and he is 1/4 of our WSL podcast, the 12. In today's episode, we will discuss City's simultaneously great and abysmal performance in the FA Cup, KDB's last match, and a few other players' last match at the Etihad against Bournemouth. And we'll look ahead to the final match of the season and City's last chance to secure Champions League football, taking on Fulham at Fulham, a match that Terry's going to be at. We got shock, awe, and applause, which is our segment where we can discuss anything in the world of football. And we'll end the show with our Man City Women's segment, Baby Blue Baddies. We're going to talk UE, Women Player of the Season, details of the World Sevens tournament that Man City women are participating, and an update on the managerial search. So let's get into this FA Cup. Crystal Palace. They were in their third ever FA Cup final with their chance to lift a major trophy for the first time, participating in the 1990, 2016, and 2025 FA Cup final. Manchester City, they're in their third straight FA Cup final. After losing to Manchester United days after securing their fourth Premier League title in a row, this was City's chance to right the wrongs of last season, to add a bright spot in an overall bleak season. Before the FA Cup, Pep was asked, hey, if you were to capture the FA Cup, secure Champions League, I'm sure you'd be feeling real good about it, huh?
Let me feel it, right? When just in case we are success in the FA Cup and we can qualify for the Champions League, and after I will feel. Sometimes you ask me what do you think or what do you feel, so I don't know. Let me leave it, and after I will tell you. But of course, will be. I said many times, has not been a good season, but okay, the damage would have been not acceptable. I would say, when if we are able to win tomorrow 2 titles this season. And we can play the Champions League, but we have a tough 3 games, really tough. So, and we know we missed an opportunity in Southampton, and we have to recover it in the next 2 games.
It's one of those things. Pep is so down bad that he counts the Community Shield as a trophy. Like, that's what he talked about in this pre-match. Like, he was just like, all these other teams, Newcastle lifted their trophy, Liverpool, they're going to be lifting their trophy. He actually said Tottenham or he didn't say United. Whoever United played, he thought it was them. Like, he refused to acknowledge that it was Manchester United who was playing in the final. I thought that was funny. That's how bad of a season we're having. That was like, hey, Community Shield, it counts, and it does, but also it does not. So, either way, it's very smart for him to not count his eggs before they hatch, because they didn't. Starting lineup: Ortega, Akanji, Diaz, Vardial, O'Reilly, KDB, Silva, Savio, Marmoush, Doku, and Holland. Kovacic had a nickel that stopped him from starting. Pep said so post-match, because I think he said he was going to start him. A lot of people were stressing out about there not being no holding midfielder. Champions League final against Chelsea vibes, which, sure, but I still feel like that's misguided, because in that match, he just omitted Rodri. This, we didn't have Rodri and Nico Gonzalez, who sure can play that position. He hasn't really been seen much as of lately. Sharpie Charlie, when you saw the lineup for the first time, what were your initial thoughts?
I was overjoyed, man. We got the 4 brightest attackers in my mind, in Holland, Marmoush, and the wings of Doku and Savinho. That's all I've been asking for all year. Just let them fly. And the only issue I had was that Akanji was playing right back instead of Newts, who's been a huge part of the run-in in this unbeaten stretch until this match. So Newts was my only complaint, but I was totally fine saying, hey, go get the goal, be aggressive. You can always switch it up, bring in Nico to shore it up, bring in Gundo later. So that was it for me.
And Noon's missing, which we saw the difference in the next match we'll review. And we love Akanji, but I just think him playing outside of the position he's comfortable with, I'm just not really a fan of that anymore. And especially after having someone like Noons, who one has the pace to recover. Like, woo, that pace. And he's gotten so much better defensively. And he can truly help with our attack instead of being a defender who is good enough to participate in the attack. That's kind of not kind of different. It's completely different than what Nudes can do. And I think that was felt in the match. Like, the width wasn't needed to take so seriously. This match was super frustrating. But if you look at the stats, 78% possession for Man City. City had 2.23 XG compared to Crystal Palace's 0.4. 3 big chances, almost 500 more passes than Palace. Oliver Glasner said Pep couldn't do the same thing from the last meeting because he would come prepared. Who knew all that man was parking the fucking bus, bro? 1-0 win thanks to Eze's 16th minute goal. Plenty to discuss. Henderson should have received that red card for handling the ball outside the box. Holland giving the ball up to Marmoush. Crystal Palace losing their second goal to VAR. Echeverry shock appearance. Where should we start?
The one call or non-call by 4 eyes in the VAR booth that changed the whole match. Not even upset about the first goal. I don't know if you saw it, but Sean Dyche did a great job on comms where he called it out. Like, hey, they need to get it to the big man. Like, you see how City's pressing. They got it to the big man. Mateta hit one touch. He got it back. And then let Munoz out. And then perfect ball as a great finish. Like, I have no problems with that goal. It's a smash and grab. Perfect execution. The problem is that in the 26th minute, Erling Haaland is released. Do you know who hit the pass? Because I miss it every time. I only see the end of it. But somebody released him over the top. He's going to get the ball. Henderson is at that supposed really, special line where goalkeepers can't use their hands. And somehow the ball moves to the side. And you're like, wait, Erling Haaland kicked the ball out of bounds. I think the goalkeeper hit it outside of the 18. Who knew that you could do that in a professional soccer match? In any country, in any continent. But apparently, according to the PGMOL VAR, on the biggest game in England, as they say, it's the FA Cup, right? It's the magic of the cup. I guess the magic of the PGMOL eyes wasn't there. And they said no red, nothing happened because it wouldn't have been a clear chance for Haaland. As if a man that is 6'5" with limbs like a giraffe couldn't take that ball down and hit it on goal because the goalkeeper would be around the keeper. We saw, this is future time talking, but we saw a red given to Mikhail Kovacic when that runner was far, far away from the goal, but we know it would have been a 1v1 versus the keeper. So therefore you give the red and nobody complains, we get it. So for PGMOL, those two, the VAR and the assistant VAR, did not rule that. It changed the whole match because a couple things would have happened after that. Dean Henderson would have been sent off. He had a game of his life. So you bring in Matt Turner, who's cold. That's one sub window used, one sub done. So they only have 2 windows and 4 subs left, plus obviously halftime. Then you also just have them with 10 men or 9 outfield players the rest of the match, the next 70 or 64 minutes, plus stoppage time of each half. City's going to win that match. We're not going to give up another one. I would bet my bottom dollar that we figure out a way to score 2 without giving up 1 and win the FA Cup and Kevin's last Wembley match. So the missed penalty comes later. All the things you said happen. But, I'm not going to absolve the PGMOL of their sins. That is horrible. You don't see that happen in any other country. You don't see it in Champions League, Europa, Conference League. Like it's horrible that they allowed a goalkeeper to slap the ball clearly outside of the box with a attacker whose foot is right beside the ball and say nope, nothing there. So that's why I am. Everything else is like whatever. Credit
And the
Palace.
thing, I just tried to quickly hop on and look at the highlights of the match, and because surely they would show that moment. Nope. ESPN FC, the Emirates FA Cup, it goes straight from Crystal Palace's goal to the penalty attempt. It just completely skips 10 minutes of the match. Nothing happened in between there. No weird handball moment at all. Like that's kind of the frustrating thing is they're just not going to acknowledge that mistake, and now you just give food for pundits to talk about for the rest of the week, and everyone can be like, "Yeah, that was a mistake." It doesn't matter post that doesn't help us then. And I say I'm not a big conspiracy person. I talked about it in the Brilliant Blues. They didn't seem to think much of it. But the VAR assistant, his name was Darren Cann. He was a Crystal Palace youth player. He played for Crystal Palace for a few years. And he retired also. So it's like one of those things where, I'm not saying I got my tinfoil hat on, but I'm hinting. It's BS. I get, like, it wasn't a direct goal scoring opportunity, but his foot was up. Like, if the keeper would have had to wait, you would think Holland would have just knocked it past him and slotted it right into the goal. Like, that's what you would think. That's what Holland does. It's just all very frustrating. And I admit, at halftime, I tweeted from the podcast account, and I was like, hey, that missed call, yes, frustrating, but I don't think it's in the top 3 worst things because the team could have done better. But now that the match is over and we weren't able to, do our thing that I thought we were going to be, because it was like, I don't want to lose my mind for this when I think that we can score, we can win, and we don't. And so it is kind of one of those hindsight situations.
And I think like that's the special thing about football, right? Soccer football is that you can lose a player and not get it back. It's not like hockey where you get in the penalty box, or obviously football, somebody gets thrown out of a game, you put somebody back in their position. Basketball, same thing, right? In soccer, football, if you lose that player, that is affecting the entire paradigm of the game, be it skill level, be it just facing the pitch. Of course, they're going to sit deep, but like, again, people get tired more. Like, all these things matter. And if it wasn't so egregious, I wouldn't care. If it was like we can't even say that now on side because you have semi-automatic, right? So like you take away that type of human error. And I hate people say VAR is the issue. And that's the last thing I'm going to say about it. It's not VAR. The system makes sense. It's the execution by the PGMOL. That is the problem because, again, does not happen when you watch the highest levels of European football. You don't see these types of dramatic, controversial non-calls when it comes in Champions League this year. Think about it. Nothing comes to mind. You're like, wait, what happened in that semifinal or that quarterfinal? Or, no, you're just like, oh, they got the calls right. They do their job in every other country in Europe but England. So, again, credit to Palace. They held on. They had some chances. We had some chances. The scenes of people who were first trophies ever, you got 90-year-olds, 95-year-olds, videos of dads with their sons, like the girl who was like 10, like first match was in 2010, she's like 4 or whatever, now she's like 20, 25. Like, it's all beautiful for them. They have not experienced it. Shouts to Rebecca Lowe, NBC Sports, right? We know and love her in the States, but City should have won that game because they should have been playing 10 men for over 60 minutes. So, hey, we move. Credit to Palace. And now goes have to sell Eze. Hope you got to sell Eze and Mateta. No joy for you.
But the thing is, they're now in the Europa League. So it's like they don't, like Mateta, they're trying to re-sign him. Eze, he has a 60 million plus 8 million in incentives.
Release
clause, but I heard it's only for like a month.
Mm-hmm.
So someone's gonna have to kind of come in there and swipe it up. Wharton, He's been injured a lot of the season, so I think a lot of interest has kind of dropped on him. Mark Gahey is the only person that is almost guaranteed that he's going to leave because he only has 1 year left in his contract, and I don't think he has any interest in re-signing. This is twice in a row that Manchester City has now just like it welcomed another club into European football when
Their
I
league
don't want to say
performance did not get them there.
exactly. There we go.
That's
There we
it.
go.
Yeah. Hey, if that's the way the system works, credit to them. I'm sure others that were higher than on the table, Bournemouth, Fulham, others are just upset at City, but blame PGMOL. Don't blame us.
Yeah. And I have 2 clips on Pep about the PK. The first was post match when they were like, hey, Holland handed, I'm just hopping to City's PK. Let's just go from chaos to chaos.
Mm-hmm.
Holland gave the ball to Marmoush, which honestly, when that happened, huge alarm bells went in my ear. I was just like, oh God, I know he missed the last PK, but he went from like hugging it and protecting it to all of a sudden giving it to Marmoush. What?
They decide on the pitch, so I don't know. I didn't speak with them. I don't know.
He sounded annoyed. Okay, so now it's before Bournemouth, and people were like, okay, Pep, we know you hadn't spoke to anybody, but have you designated a penalty kicker? Just in case this happens, you don't have to worry about any chaos happening on the pitch.
Listen, it was a period in I don't know, in the first season, on the second, on the third, I don't know, they missed a lot of penalties. I remember the first game in Europe that Sergio, that it was unbelievable taker. He missed 1 or 2 penalties in one game or something like that. So, and I never was involved. So it's the moment, what you feel in that moment is the confidence, like everything, the body language is everything before you take a free kicks or a corner. Penalties is how, okay, I'm going to deliver this action in the best as possible. This is the key.
Yes, I understand. It's all about confidence. And if that is true, like, why hold on to the ball that entire time, Holland? Like, if you had planned up to give it to Marmoush the entire time, like, give it to him. And I know you've been struggling for a while, but this kind of like feeds into all of my fear with you and the fact that you've been struggling where you set Marmoush up to fail, because that man in his brain, I know he's just like, yep, Holland's going to lock this down. Holland's going to smash this in. Holland, wait, it's me? It's me? Okay, so now I have no time to mentally prepare for this. I have no time to like calm myself down. He just didn't set our Egyptian king up for success, and it frustrates me.
So when I think of Erling Haaland in the penalty spot as a taker, I think of other great penalty takers in the world right now. And the 2 that come to mind that are both strikers are Harry Kane and Robert Lewandowski. Both have switched clubs recently, right? Lewandowski leaving Bayern for Barca. But I'm going to focus on Harry Kane. Left Spurs, greatest goal scorer in their history. Went over to Bayern Munich, finally won a trophy, scoring. Listen to this. Key points about Harry Kane's penalty record. 81 of 92 penalties scored. This translates to a success rate of approximately 88%. He has a streak at one point of 29 consecutive penalties, including club and national team. 22 penalties scored for Bayern Munich. This is weird. I don't know how this number works. Anyways, sorry. Perfect 100% record at Bayern. All 18 of his penalties for Bayern have been converted. So, like, the fact is, like, if Harry Kane's on the pitch, he doesn't even think about giving the ball up. He just, it's my ball. I kick it, and I'm trusting myself to do it. I believe Haaland had missed one recently in some match, whatever. But you're not going to make them all. But that's an 80% power position. Or I'm sorry, exactly XG of 0.78. So you have a 78% chance of making that. And you're Erling Haaland, who's running at the keeper and a very large stature. You're probably going to make it over 80%. Like, you can't give up the ball. Be the best. and be ready to miss. Like you have to accept the fact you might not make it. Like that's part of the game. So this is where you see kind of Holland's youth come in. I feel like in 5 years in this age 30 season, no way this happens. Right? It's not even a question. But as you're young and you're still trying to like acquiesce to your teammates and maybe make people feel good and you trust them. No, forget trust. It's your ball. Go score the goals. You're having an off year this year. Go score goals, get your rhythm back. And I hope it doesn't happen again. And Tarek, now that's the one thing Tarek is always right. He does call
Yes.
out strikers, and it should be. He did say it should be forwards taking it, but I believe it. He knows that Holland, and he will agree that Holland should have been the one doing it anytime he's on the pitch.
He's also the one who I believe has said when Holland has to wait a little bit and kind of like wander around with the ball, that's what makes him a little more nervous. And that's exactly what happened. It was a little delayed, and then all of a sudden he gave it to Marmouche. I was just like, oh brother. It's just all frustrating. And definitely thought that something positive could come from it. I thought City could make things happen. And at the end of the match, Crystal Palace, they were doing the shenanigans. They were wasting some time, slowing the ball down, being annoying, but that's kind of part of the game. That's definitely part of the game of a team who doesn't think they can match the attacking talent of their opponents. It matches the energy of a team who legitimately had 5 banks of 5 the entire match. Pep was asked about the time wasting, and you can hear he fluctuates between being like, it's cool. These motherfuckers, no, it's cool.
Listen, he defends his position, we defend our position. It's not wasting. I understand in the last minutes, but since the 1 or 2 minutes he's British, to the English football, how to play. I'm sorry, everyone can do whatever they want. We have to score goals. We didn't lose because Anderson was time wasting. In the last minutes, I understand that. But after it's true, they gave 9 or 10 minutes extra time. So at the end is that, but it's question of rhythm, It's cancer for all the fans, are there to let the 22 players play. So when you see Barcelona now, they're losing attack, and the other team attack. The show is beautiful. It's only, but I understand his position. When they defend, doing again, okay, it's question of the referee, it's not question mine. Because we don't have the rhythm that maybe you need, again. And I understand when you're 92 minutes, 86, 87, but I don't feel it. So my teams, I never tried because I try to, play the game like the people deserve to watch. That's all.
He's British. I mean, he can do whatever he wants. He can do whatever he wants. But like Barca, when they play, they're down, they want to attack, and the team that they play attacks. But also, they can do whatever they want.
I hate that. I hate that quote because it's the same Ruben Diaz shit we talked about last week. Like, stop complaining about facing low blocks. You're gonna see them all the time, unless you're playing a top club. Like, we know this. Like, this isn't like a new thing. We didn't think Crystal Palace was going to try to go toe for toe with us. Like, they are not PSG. Like, it's a waste of energy, and that is an excuse. We talked to Nicole Open about injuries and stuff, and them ignoring that. Don't talk about how other teams play. They have a right to do whatever they want. Go beat them if you know what's coming, so it's not a surprise. Like, get the passes right, take the shots, take your chances, as they say. Like, I miss me with the complaints.
Well, that takes me out of. I had like a whole rant ready to go. Kind of again. I'm not on his side, but I am just frustrated by all these teams with low blocks. Arsenal, they play and they shut things down. Chelsea, they shut. I feel like the only team that plays us straight up is Champions League squads and Liverpool. They are like the only team. And then Bournemouth. Shout out to Bournemouth.
Bournemouth, Spurs will play. Brighton plays.
But that's also because they have managers with that like courage in them, so they try to.
But it's a style. It's a setting. Like, we can't affect. There's no rule that says you have to keep. You can't have 5 men in the back. Like, we know this. Like, every year Pep's been there. This is year what, 8 or 9 now, right? Like, we've seen this story. This is not
The
new.
last 4 years at least. Yes, you're correct.
Like I remember specifically the Everton match, 2023 of the trouble year. I believe Phil Foden or Bernardo Silva scored the late goal to win. Sean Dyche was there. Sean Dyche was sitting back the whole time. We saw this going back to whoever you want to say in a relegation fight. And people were stupid when they tried to play us. Southampton, years past, not this past one, but Norwich City, like these clowns. Leeds, be also trying to go toe for toe, and they get ran. Like you said, if you don't have the talent to do it, you can't do it. And so it would be different if like they were doing something, like if they were being like shit houses, right? If they were hurting our players or kicking the ball out of the thing or whatever. Like, no, they're just sitting back and saying good luck. Do better.
And it's all very fair. It is. Okay. Then I'll just keep it moving. I'll omit that rant. It does piss me off. It's just like, bro, don't you have any honor? You play against all these other clubs, but then whenever you play City, you're just like, oh, let me just park the bus. It just frustrates me. Anyway, don't fret, mi amigos y mi amores. Pep guaranteed the Champions League next season before this match against Bournemouth.
I'm thinking we're going to qualify. Yeah.
How confident are you?
Yeah, my mind control my mind. My thoughts are set away. I'm going to think that. And I think that. And I think, okay, we need 2 victories or 4 points to qualify. This for the first ones, the first step to finish this in third position on the Premier League. And that is my target.
Manifesting. I like it, Pep. Okay. Oh, so this match against Bournemouth, it was KDB's 142nd appearance, his last in front of the Etihad. Manchester City need 4 points in order to secure their Champions League spots. Oh, starting 11 was Ederson. We got our boy Nunes back. Diaz, Akanji, Vardiol, Gundo, Kovacic returns. KDB, of course. Marmoush, Silva, and Holland. I'm not going to lie. I was actually kind of happy with his lineup because it is kind of a nice mixture. Actually, it's not a nice mixture. This, because the commentary said it, this is Pep's average age, his oldest lineup he has ever used. I think they said this is the oldest lineup, and it was like 20 years. It was something crazy. But actually, I love Akanji, but he went from being injured to all of a sudden starting. There was no warming him up into everything. And
well, he had remember he had those couple of fixtures when he came back where like he started coming in on the bench, like he was like kind of shoring up stuff. He had those late second half subs, but like he's one of Pep's guys, right? Like if you think about him on the back line versus O'Reilly, if he's perfectly fit, you're gonna go with the guy who's there for the treble, who's there for the PL last 2 years. Like, so the best part is that he was in position this time and not like
That's
Chris House.
yes. I mean, how did you feel about this lineup? I said that it brought me joy. I was happy about it against a team like Bournemouth. What did you think about it?
At first, because me and Tom each, I think all 3 of us when we did our predictions, I'm looking at it now in Blue Sky. We all thought Doku and Foden would get the start, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we had a mix. Like you had Kova in, me and Tom had Gundo in, and it makes sense to start Kova or Gundo, right? I totally get that. So I was happy that he chose to go with all 4 unks, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Like the unks, and that's what had got us to the beautiful run of football up until Southampton and the FA Cup, right? Like we just had the unks, and then he took them away. So yeah, I was happy with it, and I expected, like, I knew we were gonna have an open game, because Bournemouth ain't no host. Like they will play. Ariola wants to play football, and so I was excited to see the chances that would be created.
And I'm going to be honest, I actually wasn't sure if they were going to play with this because some teams have that sickle in them where they're like, yeah, I just want to ruin their champion. I just want to ruin this team's champion league aspirations. And they could have easily just parked the bus and stayed back the entire time and ruined things for us.
Ariola made one comment, something to the effect of like, yes, KDB's last match is one of the greatest ever, but we're not going there to like be guests at this, award. Basically, like this award ceremony, like we're going to play football. Because they needed to win this game to even have a chance at the conference league, at some type of European football. So like they needed the 3 points. A loss didn't help, a draw wouldn't have helped them. Like it was 3 or bust. So I was very like, and even in our first match when we lost to them, right? Like they play football.
Yes, they did.
And so I credit to them. They've done it for 37 out of 37 matches.
And truly, shout out to them. The reason why City were able to score the 3 goals was because of Bournemouth were so open. There were so many moments where just like Bournemouth would make their chance, they would lose the ball, and all of a sudden City just have all of this space to run into. The first 8 minutes or so, Bournemouth, they were selective pressing and making things difficult. But very soon the game became open and teams were able to kind of run back and forth. Thom Bomb is kind of tough on Kepa because they have him rated 4.8. I don't think he did that terrible. Like it's one of those, like Marmoush's goal was a fucking golazo.
No, that one. If you had to pick one, it's probably the third one. I think Nico's just in the fact that like the way it, like I just think like that one had the best chance to be saved. Like he also just got faked out by Bernardo Silva.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing Bernardo Silva did to Courtois 2 years ago in the semifinal. He loves to look far post and go near post, and you can't get beaten near post. So maybe that's the one that throws him off. But if you give up 3 goals, you probably won't finish anything higher than like what 5-5.
Yeah, that's fair.
Hard. It's hard.
Fair. No, that's great. And Evan Nilsson, he had his few chances.
Post is with us, baby. We love Post. Sign Post to a contract. Can I get a 5-year deal? Post Woodwork, 5 years, $100,000 a week wages. Worth it.
$100,000 a week is crazy.
It's nothing. It's a fourth of Holland's salary. We're good. We'll figure it out. Get Jack off the books. Get Jack off the books. We're fine.
Oh yeah, get Jack off the books. We can definitely afford that.
Yeah.
Marmoush, his wonder goal. Silva just making a fool of Kepa, like you did say. Gonzalez coming on in a dark situation and doing madness. There were 2 red cards. This match had everything.
It was our season in a match. You have highs, you have really bad lows, you have other teams helping us, you have the post showing up, you have debuts, injury returns, ceremonies, like every single thing that could happen in a 90-minute game of football happened in that game. Only thing that didn't happen, I believe, there were no penalties taken, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, no penalties. Correct. But literally everything else happened. And I want to ask you this. Did your heart flutter and sink when Kevin De Bruyne missed that sitter and think it would come back to Hunt? Because I was so nervous. I was like, bro, we supposed to be up 2-0. And he missed that. They're going to score, and now we're going to be fucked. Like, I was so nervous when that left foot thing just skied. And the fact that nobody can say anything negative because it's his last home match. But, bro, if we get a draw instead of a win because Kevin De Bruyne missed the sitter inside the 6, oh, my God. Can you imagine? Like, I was in my field. I watched this whole match on my phone after school in my room. Had kids in study hall till 4:15. Y'all get out. I'm watching soccer. I'm watching City, and I'm just like locked in. Did not leave the building till it was over because I cannot do this. I'm still PTSD from who did we play in the Champions League that came back? No, not Fenerbahce. The Dutch team,
Feyenoord.
Feyenoord. Yeah, it was an F. Yeah, like I know what can happen. So therefore, I was like, yeah, we got to see this out. Even when it was like 3-0, I was like, I don't know. It's 10-10. I don't
Oh
know,
no,
bro.
Sharpie.
I don't know. I mean, I had a feeling. It's like an XG of a pin. I had an 80 to 85% chance. I felt like a Harry Kane's penalty record. I had an 88% certainty we were going to win that match for 3 points.
But that 12% though.
That 12% is there. Like, thank God he scored that goal so late. Because I was like, yo, if that goal comes in like the 89th minute, now I'm nervous as fuck. Now I'm like, oh my God, what are we doing? But yeah, Kevin De Bruyne, love you. King Kev, you deserve the crescent. You deserve. If they want to retire 17, I would love it. But bro, missing that sitter, dog, you deserve to give Bernardo whatever he wants. He deserves a cut or something because that was ended up being the match winner, that second goal, and we needed it. And oh, thank you, Bernardo, who talked the talk. That's the thing. He always talk. He always keep it a buck. And then I believe the commentator, you heard it. He said like it seems like it's two Bernardos out there today. Like he was flying all over the pitch, left, right, center. When we went down a man, it did not matter for those 4 or 5 minutes until they went down a man too. Stupidly, Lewis Cook. I don't know why you went for that tackle. That was dumb.
Bro, that was such a crazy tackle.
Your upper man. It was so stupid. I'm so happy Nico's not hurt.
I know.
But yeah, man, it was a roller coaster. Like, we will never forget the 24-25 Manchester City football season for all the transitions, all the bonehead plays. I saw like the homie from Tifo in Athletic was like, City's bozo per 90 rating this year is crazy. Like it's got to be like 1.2 per 90. Like something crazy is going to happen that is totally self-inflicted. Like the keeper's not there. We don't know how to pass heavy. Like we just pass light and then somebody runs at it. And it's like, come on, guys. We don't want to kick the ball with force or just kick it out of bounds. It's even better. Just kick it out if you don't want to make a good kick. But yeah.
Pass it without force. Just completely pass it to an imaginary person. You're just like,
and it's never just
one
person, bro. It's never just one person. Like I saw a tweet, it listed out every single person basically has made a mistake at some point that has led to a goal. And it just has happened throughout the team. Now, next year, watch. We'll give up less than 40. We'll concede less than 40 goals. Whoever the keeper is, prayerfully Ederson, will probably be up for the Golden Glove. But, like, this season, Lemony Snicket. Like, what could go wrong has gone. A series of unfortunate events out here. Like, it was crazy, bro. But it's a fitting way to get to almost, again, 88% certainty that we're going to Champions League. But there's still a chance we might not.
Yeah.
Because they all play each other, which is so crazy.
All we need is 1 point against Fulham. That's all we need is a draw. Just don't lose.
Un punto.
Oh. But hey, Rodri, we got him back. We got set. Well, there was 6 minutes of extra time. We got 13 minutes of Rodri. And I'm going to be honest, I forgot he was on the pitch, which is the nicest thing you can say. Like the game just kind of happened. It played.
You saw how like he kind of eased into it. Like it was like a couple jogs, a couple shuttles back and forth when we were in defense. And then like you saw that little explosion at the end. Like after in the stoppage time, he came forward the ball. And I was like, oh my God, I missed my 6'3" savior. Like Rodri is the closest thing I have in my life to Jesus Christ on earth. Like I fully believe that like if Jesus had to come back, he would be similarly close to Rodri. 6'3", nice olive skin, and just a saint amongst men. Like he jumped for the ball one time. And I was like, oh, or like with that first kick he had, right? This is the clearance. I was like, look at that long leg. Like I appreciate everything about him so much. We talk about spinning the block. I talked a lot about that this year. This is spinning the block in the best way possible. Like, come on back healthy. Get yourself right. It's like when you go to therapy, you start working out, and you come back a better version of you. And Roger just came back to us at the perfect time. Because we were talking weeks ago, like, is he going to happen before the season? Do we want to see a Club World Cup? Are we just going to wait till August in the preseason? And Roger's like, no, I'm making Kevin's last match. Like, 13 minutes is not a small shift. Like, that's a solid amount of time. People get on for 5, and you're like, okay, cool, Jack Grealish. But, like, yes. It wasn't a shot. It's a fact. Look at Fatma, not me. So, yeah, like, he on the Oscar Bob shit. But, you know, like, it was beautiful to watch 16 out there. And you know how some people like when a new jersey comes out, like LeBron fans get LeBron jerseys every year, right? Like I'm on that level for Roger. Like I appreciated him when I had him, and when I lost him, God knows I wanted him back every single day. Because nobody bridges the gap. Like he's the best glue guy in the history of glue guys. Because he literally secures the defense and unlocks the offense. And nobody on the team can do both. It's amazing.
Perfect time, my show, bro. We're talking about Rodri's return.
The midfield maestro is here. Come off me, my boy.
Sorry, got a new computer, and so I'm still trying to figure it out.
Hey, a little humble flex.
I know, right?
The buttons
I got a new computer.
It different out here. I don't even know. Do I tap it? Do I got to push it in?
Listen.
Setting? I don't even know the
setting. I have not used a Mac computer since I was a child at elementary school, and that has been some years ago. So trying to adjust appropriately.
When they had like the colors on the back, or you talking like the OG ones that was just like clear?
Oh no, I meant like older than
those Max, like
yes,
before the crash. Okay,
gotcha. Okay, got it. Okay, just checking. Okay, cool.
Rodri,
what a man.
Just supreme dedication to getting back.
8 months almost to the day.
Like on a ridiculous level. Like, you know that he's the type that like takes care of his body in a way that like, like
Jack Grealish couldn't imagine
or something. He's gonna get back to. What'd you say?
I said Jack Grealish couldn't imagine taking that quality of care of his body,
bro. Well, I mean, I've already said how my feelings on Jack Grealish, so I don't need to necessarily go and say that again. Just what a man. Just what a man. Just did we give him the captain's armband immediately? Like who got after Kev went off, who got the captain's armband?
Oh man.
Was it Ruben?
I actually didn't look at that. I didn't even look at that.
Because remember they didn't embrace because Kev had to like go off and Roger was still on the bench. I think it went to Ruben.
I think it probably
was after the red card
because I don't think Rodri, if he is a captain this season, it's like a ceremonial one.
Yeah.
Well, Ruben should have gave it to him. I know that.
He should have. No, he didn't.
I want Roger to be my captain. Best player, center of the pitch.
He already is my captain. What are you talking about?
I need the players to agree. Okay.
Well, yeah.
Pep, don't assign a penalty taker. Pep, I need you to assign Roger's captain. We follow whatever this man says. We do whatever he says. I called him the closest thing to Jesus on this earth. What wrong has he commit? When have you seen Roger make a mistake?
I know, bro.
Since he was like,
hold on.
Like the last 4 years.
He put his hands around that one dude's neck and got a red card.
I didn't say hurt someone. I said make a mistake. He had every right to put his hands on that man.
That was him blessing MGW, and that's why he's now coming to Man City.
Crunk, you did it. That is it.
That's all it was.
Think about how that man has got an England cap since then. He's blossomed into the best player. He's wearing a 10. He's the captain of the dog. It was Roger's hands.
Wow.
That bestowed greatness upon that man. Wow. And now he's going to be his teammate next year. Look at God.
I believe in you.
Won't he do it? Won't God do it?
Won't he will?
Won't he do it?
Oh my gosh. Oh man. Okay, so I do have a couple of clips. Well, I guess actually, because we're basically at the end of the match. So Thom Bomb, what I guess stuck out most from the match? I mean, obviously you were with Sharpie during the watch along. Appreciate you, bros, for holding it down. I tweeted that at halftime I wasn't studying the handball. It wasn't like the biggest thing that I was focused on. And then you quote tweeted that and you were just like, hey, just coming in here to say that nobody else agrees with this.
No, we did not, because we all in the watch along. Like I read it and I was like, can you believe that Crunk just said this? This is crazy. because I was like, no, there's no way. Like that just that flagrant level of officiating, like poor officiating in a final. Ugh, brother, what is that? Ugh. Just no, I couldn't deal with it. I could not deal with it. I'm not going to say that necessarily we were cheated out of the match, because I will say that like we did get our chance with the Marmoush penalty, and he, did not convert, which that's whatever. But yeah. Wait, are we talking about the final, or are we talking about today's match?
Yeah, no. Sorry, I wanted to ask about that. Now that you've joined us, I'm trying to get caught up and get your takes on things. Because
if we're talking about today's match, all I can think about is Mike Breen saying "bang," like every time that, like every shot was like one of those, and I skeeted it on Blue Skies like Mike Breen voice, Marmoush from downtown, bang, like
bro.
I mean, because there's no way. Like
he was practically in Egypt when he took that shot. Like, bro, was like is
that the best goal we've ever seen from a City player?
I feel like it's up there.
It's got to be like top 5.
It's got to be top 3. Like I'm trying to think, because obviously
the Kev strike against Madrid, maybe
Kev strike against Madrid. The Vinny one, because
I'm sorry, company happened.
Oh yeah, okay, company goal. Man,
I will even though they're 2 separate goals, I will put both of Gundo's goals together as one goal and count that.
Those did happen.
Villa.
Yeah. You're talking about FA Cup. Oh, he's talking about the Villa.
Oh, the FA Cup.
The
FA Cup too. The FA Cup goal too. Yeah. Dang. And
okay, it's up there, but it matters a lot though. Without that goal that broke the deadlock, it was the match winner until shenanigans at the end. But like that was a crazy hit, and it needed something. It opened up the game. The technique on that boy.
I'm shocked that like the Fighting Michael B. Jordans gave him that much space.
I guess that's Haaland's benefit. Now this is where Haaland, just as a person, as a decoy, frees up a player like Marmoush or Foden, whoever in that role, to say, hey, the pitch will be yours at some point if they play open. And you just got to hit. Maybe it's closer to the D. But he was like, I don't need to go that close. I'm good. I hit the shot.
Good.
Well, even Nico's goal, like, was like.
Did you know he had that in his locker? Did you know he could do that?
It was a killer. It was a killer.
No,
goal.
he did not.
It was a killer.
I
goal.
had no.
Yeah.
I literally texted in the group chat with the homies from LA. I was like, "Baby Rodri." Like, no, seriously, like that's the type of goal.
It was the curve around the keeper. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know which one. I don't know. Remember if it was Amy or Katie, but one of them said, Nico said, Rodri who? Rodri for what? And I was like, wait a minute now. Wait a minute.
He said, I want to be his partner. It's so perfectly set up to be Fernandinho and Rodri all over again, except they're closer in age. Mm-hmm. So you literally could have more years of them playing in a double pivot. Oh my God. We deserve. Well,
and like if they play in a double pivot, that allows like whoever, whether it be Marmoush, whether it be Phil Foden, like whoever plays in the pocket, they don't have any defensive responsibility.
No, just go.
Just go.
Phil Foden 23-24. He just went, and we saw what happened.
Yep.
I love that. And I mean, even speaking on that, Pep talked about squad size, and it was definitely something where I was just like, oh, okay, Pep. He's kind of talked about where when all the injuries were happening, he was like, maybe we do need bigger sizes. And this is a complete contradiction to all of that. He's like doubling down to who he is and what he has always said.
I said to the club, I don't want that.
You want smaller?
And I don't want to give 5-6 players in the tribune. I don't want that. I will quit. You don't make this shorter a squad, I will not stay. It's impossible. It's impossible for my soul to give the players in the tribune where they cannot play. Now it happened because we hyped for players, and immediately it was maybe 3 or 4 months we could not select 11 players. We don't have defenders. It was so difficult. And after, the people come back, but next season cannot be like that. I cannot, as a manager, I cannot be training 24 players, and every time we're selecting, I have to be 4, 5, 6 players stay in Manchester at home because cannot be go to play. This is not going to happen. I said to the club, so I don't want that.
And I get it. And honestly, like a moment later, he gave a perfect example.
For example, Echeverri, for example, is incredible good in smaller spaces when the team defends so deep, like Southampton and Crystal Palace against Bournemouth, is more transitional team, open. Echeverri still is not ready to play these type of games. Or maybe he's ready, but I didn't see him, I don't realize. So that's why, and after that, the previous game was some players, and maybe in Sunday will be another one. So it's a headache. So yesterday I spent more than 45 minutes with 6 players. 1 or 2, 6 players were at home. So I don't like that.
We love an empathetic king. We love an understanding king, and that's what he is. He's just like, I don't want to tell people, not only are you not playing, you got to sit your ass at home. Like, you got to watch from TV like everybody else. Like, you aren't special. That hurts his heart. It took him 45 minutes to figure out the starting 11. Could you imagine? Like, I get it.
Thom, please go. You got it, Thom.
Do your job. Do your job. That is part of your job. And if you want to go to the places that you want to go, you are coaching to an anomaly if you are saying that you're not comfortable leaving 4 to 5 players at home. Like, that doesn't happen in world football, and you still win your Continental Champions League. You still win your domestic cup trophies. You still win your domestic league. That does not happen unless you have a larger squad, because we know that injuries happen. That you cannot not account for injuries. Obviously, in this season, you didn't do that, and look what happened.
Okay, so this is the beautiful counterpoint of Pep's reign in City. 9 seasons, the first 8, all the same squad size, always had injuries, right? 1 or 2 players. We literally had the anomaly season this year. So by that track, his method has worked. 6 PLs, quads, trebles, all the trophies, right? And he's always had just the right number, and the harmony and the interchanging has been beautiful. So as much as I thought, and I think more players is better, the point he's making about what that could do to a locker room, City doesn't have the things that Chelsea had. And we always got on Chelsea like, y'all got so many players. What y'all gonna do with them all, right? Most teams, even Liverpool, they know their guys this year, and they literally had no injuries, basically. So it's like, if Pep was a different manager, I honestly think if he was less caring, it wouldn't matter. But that might be part of his special sauce, is that he knows if I have more headaches and more unhappy players, now all the intangibles have changed. And now we don't just all fight to play. We're fighting just to wear a uniform. It's one thing to fight to be in the starting 11. It's a whole other thing you got to fight to just take a paycheck and put on a uniform at the end of the day. So I'm going to trust him. I'm going to trust my goat and say, give me the best 23 or whatever the size is that we need, and let's get busy.
What's our new player personnel man's name?
Hugo Vienna.
Yeah, I hope that he is negotiating with Pep? Because I feel like I'm looking at it like not, and I know that he's probably looking at it like beyond Pep's contract, because beyond Pep's contract, we're going to have to bring in all those players if we want to compete on all the fronts that we want to compete on. Like, because Pep's not going to be there for forever to care and make that work. Eventually, like, the squad is going to need to be larger, and I would rather the squad be a little larger than Pep would like. Maybe not the 4 or 5, like maybe if it's 20, if Pep wants the 23, maybe we carry 25, like just maybe 2 extra players. So then that way because our leadership of this team is about to get tested now that Kev's retiring or leaving the club, right? So how is Rodri? How is Ruben Diaz? How is whoever is going to be on the captaincy board for next season? How are they going to handle that within those disputes within the locker room? And I need them to be able to grow so that once Pep leaves and we have those just with a new manager who knows, like, oh, well, I need 30 players at least. I can't do this. Like, so like at that point, like they already know, they've already been through that and they know how to deal with it, because without that, they're not going to know how to deal with that. And they're not going to have that intangible. And I'm not saying that they can't learn it on the fly or do right on the fly. I would rather them do it under the stewardship of Pep first and then do it under another manager.
Oh, I someone who loves trying to read between the lines and I guess making up narratives. Him coming out and saying something like this, it almost feels like Hugo Viana was like, hey, I would like to have this team with this many people, explaining his mindset. And then Pep came out and was like, hey, yo, I said this. I said I'm going to quit if this happens.
I love that from Pep. I love it because he has leverage. What you going to do? Not make Pep happy? Tell Pep to walk? No, you can't. Like, you stuck. And like you said, Tom, we got, 2-year extension? So you plan for 27. And I think we look at the book, certain contracts are coming off. So, like, in the next 4 windows between then, like you said, like that last window before Pep leaves, like that winter window of 27 and going into the summer, he can do whatever he wants. And I hope it's Vincent Company coming in after him, but that's a whole nother story.
Whole nother story.
I'm with you. The squad size right now is 28. So it's like, it's not that many people, if we're being
When we say
honest.
squad size, is that including like loanees?
I think
like
so.
a Walker, a Peroni,
a Peroni, Jemai Simpson-Pusey, Issa Kabore. So like that's 24. So like bro really just wants a squad of like 20 people. Like that's what.
But that's all he has.
Like,
he's always done this. Like those names that have been on our bench when we're fully healthy, however many players you can put, is it 9 or 8 or whatever? It's those 8 plus the 11 on the pitch.
The only thing I worry about that is if we're keeping Kovacic, Bernardo, Gundo, we're keeping these like elder players again that were kind of hit and miss this season. That works when you have a bunch of young players who can play every 3 days, who want to play every 3 days. That works. But when we're holding on to these older players, the Jack Grealishes, the Kanjis, the Akes, the John Stones, when we're holding on to these older players, we're not able to have such a small squad. So if Pep is saying that, then that's him basically telling, get rid of these older players. I only need players who can play these games, which he has said that. Like, I will acknowledge that. But it's just one of those things.
But that goes counter to what Pep's whole lineup choosing has been. Like, he's in big spots only chosen those players who are older, those senior players. And like, I feel like he's done more to protect those players like Bernardo, Gundo, and Kova than he has to expose them or like say, you got to get out.
I think like the mix, the club will take care of itself. Like the makeup of it, the people who we haven't seen. Like I would be flabbergasted if John Stones was in a City shirt next season, right? Like I would be beyond shocked if we see Bernardo and Gundo and Kova all three come back. Somebody's got to go. Like Jack Grealish, it might be alone. That man is going to Newcastle. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we know the links come out for a reason. And like they started getting him in the waters. And now it's just a matter of like loan or about. Like Kyle Walker, you're not gonna play at City again. Right? Milan didn't want you, so City damn sure don't want you. So you're gone. Probably Saudi or whatever. Like, so it's just it's I think when we thought like, oh, we're gonna get a bunch of players this summer, those two midfield links, Reinders and Gibbs White, might be all we legit need because you do have a lot of youth up front. Like people talk like the front is old. No, it was literally those four midfielders. And if Kev and one go, you slide two people in who are in their prime, and you get Foden back to, I don't know, being Phil Foden. Oh, I don't know, and Rodri. Like it's the things are right there. Like we are so close, and we're still third in the Premier League, only 3 points off of Arsenal, and we've won more games than them. We have won more Premier League matches than Arsenal in our worst season. They're just drossing them, so they just got a bunch of other ones. But like, that's what the silver medalist does. So I just had to throw some shade in there to make us feel better about who we are in our worst state.
I love it.
I love it. We need it. Okay. I don't want to hold you guys much longer, but we got to do preview score predictions for the final match of the season, and I wanted to quickly talk about the World Sevens tournament that Man City women are going to be in. So, score prediction: we take on Fulham. It's at Fulham.
Tarek's there.
All we need, Tarek's there. All we need is 1 point. It's against a club that, I'm going to be honest, I'm going to be vulnerable, and I'm going to give my opinion on it. At their best, when they're inspired, they are incredible. They are hardworking. They are industrious. But in their worst, they are a shit team. They are relegation level if they aren't inspired. And they're proper mid-table. They can't get relegated. They have no chance for European football. They have players who could potentially leave. This should be a cakewalk. It should be a cakewalk. I think they're going to play open. I don't think they're going to try. We'll see. I'm hoping this could be another 3-1. This could be another. It could be a 4-2. I think we win by 2. We win by 2. Let's just say that. We win by 2 at least.
They've lost 3 of their last 4 home matches. And I think they got up for Liverpool because Liverpool was top of the table, and I think that was a weekend that Liverpool could have like clinched the league. So I think like that was a match that they got up for. But like at this point, like there's nothing that they have motivation for. Like they're too far away to get even the Conference League spot. They're not going to get relegated. We have Champions League on the line. Yeah, we need to get that point. But I don't feel like they're like that's going to be a big motivation for them. I think my biggest reservation about this match is the fact that it is at Craven Cottage, which is like a shoebox, basically. Mm-hmm. I mean, it is like the smallest pitch in the Premier League, like, and it's not particularly close. I think that that's going to hurt us because I think that that'll allow Fulham to cover more space. Yeah. I think as a result of that, I think there's only 2 goals in this match. I can't say if that's 2 goals for us, 2 goals for them, or a goal apiece. I'm hoping for either the former, like the first, or the third, and not the second.
So while Tom was talking so eloquently as always, I was looking at a few results, and the Chelsea result really stands out to me from April 20th. Shouts to 420, great holiday. Chelsea outpassed them by almost 200, 59-41 possession. They won that match in a late goal 2-1. You look at the Fulham match, the one against Brentford from the past weekend. Brentford's XG was 2.87 to 0.99. Like, it was really like a smash and grab from Fulham, right? They were on the road, but like they had 2 goals in 3 minutes and they kind of took over. But by and large, Brentford dominated the match. Even on a small pitch, if you don't play with wingers per se, like we play the same lineup, we actually have the perfect people on the pitch to work with a small pitch because we're not trying to get wide. We're just going to kill you in the middle and like make you have to be on top of everything. And eventually one of those passes is going to break through. The cross is going to get by. Like Vardiol's coming, Nunes is coming. We're going to win this match. I got City win 3-1. We get over 70 points and see you in the Champions League for the 15th straight season.
Let's go.
Let's get it.
Okay. There's more we can't talk about Big Blue Baddies, but it's all right. Shout out to Yui for winning Player of the Season. Appreciate her. She's such an amazing, sweet human being. But I want to focus on the World Sevens tournament. It starts tomorrow, the 21st, May 21st. Today, for probably most of the people who are listening. It'll be 2 15-minute halves with a 5-minute halftime break. You can watch the tournament on DAZN, which is a free app that you can put on your smart TV, your iPhone.
If you watch any women's sports, if you watch women's football, you have DAZN. You have it.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. There's a $5 million prize for the pool that's up for grabs. There are 2 groups. Man City are in Group A with Rosengard, Ajax, and Bayern Munich. Group B is Roma, Benfica, Man United, and PSG. The first game is the 21st at 11 a.m. Central. The match against Ajax and Bayern are on the 22nd, and the 23rd is for the knockout stages. So basically, I think it just goes semis and finals. So that's how it will go. The players who are going is Naomi Lazel, Laura Coombs, Eva Netz, Kiara Keating, Laura Weinbrother, Carolyn Nicoli, Jess Park, Poppy Pritchard, Lauren Blakende Brown, Aoba Fugino, Gracie Pryor, Ayumu Oyama, which maybe we'll get to see her, Kiara Keating, Cody Thomas, Lily Murphy, and Maisie Davies. I was really hoping we just would have like an interim manager here, but Spin the Block Dude will be there with the team. He is talking all this positive. He's hopeful. He is excited about playing with these young players and unleashing them onto this high-pitched style in games. It'll also be interesting on who gets sent from the other teams because we have the Worlds and the Copa Americano going on this summer. Obviously, there were a lot of names that were missing from our women's team. I am very shocked that Jess Park is participating in this because you would think that she would want a little rest before the women's Euros. But obviously, she's a gamer, and she was like, "No, bro, I want to be there."
I don't know if her spot's guaranteed.
Oh,
I mean, Serena's done some weird things before. Like, honestly, like of the English players that are going, that are probably in contention for, like, it surprises me more that Laura Blinkilde Brown is going. And I say that more so from knowing that England's midfield depth is not great. It is not great, especially after Stanway did her knee. So, Blinkilde Brown might be and the fact that Ruby Mace did her knee too. Like, Blinkilde Brown might be the only 8 in the player pool, like the only true 8 in the player pool for Serena. So, she's actually the one that stands out to me more. I feel like Jess Park probably feels like she's got a little bit more to prove. I mean, honestly, she's I feel like she's probably competing for the same spots that Young Thatch and Chloe Kelly are competing for.
That's fair. Oh yeah, that's fair. She is used as a winger most of the time. And I love Aoba Fujina. She was asked about this tournament, and she said, and I quote, "I haven't had much experience playing 7-a-side, and I'm not really sure what kind of football we're playing, but it's really exciting. I'm looking forward to it. As long as we're participating in the tournament, I'd love to contribute to the wins of this team." She's like, I don't know what I'm going to be doing there. I don't even know how we're going to be doing it, but I just love football.
True.
Two questions real quick. Tom, is there PSR on the women's side?
PSR.
Like any of those same rules that the men's have to that you know of? Have y'all heard anything? Because I feel like if we win this tournament and you said it's a $5 million purse, I mean, go splash some cash, right? But then my second question, Tom, because we know she's not there, but as Crunk posted, Bunny was at Kevin's last match at the Etihad, so she's in Manchester still. She showed up at the last match for the women. What date this summer would you get nervous if you don't hear a new contract? If you is it like the week before the season starts? Is it July 15th? Like, when do you start getting nervous that like, oh, Bunny's on the last year for a deal?
Okay, so I feel like we kind of went through this last season with Lauren Hemp, and like we didn't hear anything. Like it was what, March, April before we heard something like positive. So I guess based off of
I can't take that. Oh, my heart can't take that.
Based off of that, I'm gonna say if by President's Day I haven't heard any rumors, there's a problem.
Okay, so you're saying I should prepare myself to just go into the season with no
Yes.
conclusion, but like before spring, hopefully, or by the turn of season. Okay, good to know. All right, that tempers my hope, and I want the best case scenario, which is sign your players early, and then we just say go. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Be more like the Philadelphia Eagles and less like the Dallas Cowboys.
Thank you. Don't treat her like CeeDee Lamb when she's an AJ Brown. Okay?
That's right, because I was thinking more like October. Like I feel like
I would love that. Lock this shit up before the end of the calendar.
I mean, honestly, the smartest possible thing, because I think like the smartest possible thing is like by October 15th, you would want to hear, by Halloween, you would want to hear something, because if you don't by that time, you want to be able to say like, okay, like if this is not happening, and like we have from October 31st to January 31st, and if we're too far away on a deal, we gotta loan you out, or we gotta like find
you can't be Trent.
Yeah.
You can't play this out.
You
with
cannot
nothing in return. Whatever the salary is she wants, give it to her. She should be the highest paid player in WSL.
1,000%.
5-6 years, I don't care. Give her a baseball contract.
How many years has she
give her the Holland contract? No, she deserves the Holland contract.
Yes, how many years has she won the Golden Boot?
Every year she's going to start it, right?
And been injured for large parts of the season.
Yeah, she's her. Give her the Holland deal. Like, it's not hard.
Like, honestly, give her the money and have a real talk with Jamaica. Like, even if that means City has to like give money to Jamaica for them to be a more serious federation. Like,
John, did you say do colonialism all over again?
No. this no. Okay, if we're gonna talk about Jamaica, like what I like, this is choice number 2, and I know for a fact that this man is available on the market. Choice number 2 for manager, Lauren Donaldson.
Yeah, you about to say yeah. Hey, keep Bunny happy, whatever it takes. Keep Bunny happy.
Yeah, and that's really what it just comes down to. And the only reason why I say have a real talk with Jamaica is because they run her into the ground, because they know that they ain't shit realistically without her starting. Like, they're just scrappy.
As someone who has watched it with his own 2 eyes, whoo boy, and
USA actually plays Jamaica in these upcoming set of test games. So like,
and I hope Bunny not there.
Oh, she won't be. I don't think she will. Like,
good.
But I think when it comes time to
Jamaica, she's not going to play a match for Jamaica until they are ready. They are going to start qualifying,
Mm-hmm.
and they are not in a stage where they need to start qualifying for 2027 yet. So
There you go. Good to know.
All right. Oh, well, shoot. If anything else happens for City Women, we'll just hop on and chat and talk some things later. But for now, my show bros, let's plug yourselves, let people know where they can find you and the things that you do. And Thom Bomb, we'll start with you.
Well, the reason that I was late is I was with my good friends Deep D, Treb, and Mark. We were talking on the 12 about the FA Cup final, previewing the UWCL final this weekend. You can find me there. You can find me at CPKC Stadium. You could find me on Shea Butter FC's podcast feed talking about the current moment. So I'm around.
He's around.
Tom got so many activities. Just find me on Blue Sky or X at Sharpie Charlie. And here, of course.
And honestly, anything going on for Shades of Blue at Shades of Blue. We have our Patreon. I have a lot of fun things going on with them. FanFest. I'm going to be doing some fun things with them on Thursday.
Shout out to FanFest for being a great partner, by the way, too.
They're fantastic. I love them. I'll be kicking it with Robbie Lyle, Matisse, and Alex of their crew. We will be doing a end of the season review. I will be representing Man City against all of those bros. I will also be joining Manchester City. They're doing another live watch along on their official channel for the Fulham match. I will be on the fan wall for that as well. So check out for that. I will probably also host another watch along for us too. Like I learned from the last time that they really only need us during goals to just be like, yeah, but other than that, they don't really need us for much. So I figured might as well do FanFest as well. Yeah. So rate, review, subscribe, all of those things. Until then, you know the vibes. Shady gang, shady gang, shady gang. KDB, we love you.